everybody, it's Rico Suave. I know this is a bit out of the norm, but I thought I'd do a video for you guys here while I'm driving. Been kind of busy lately, so I haven't been able to get the videos out as much as I wanted, but I thought it was crazy. I saw this news article, and it was talking about ISIS, and it was saying how ISIS now has a gold standard. They are now minting currency with pure gold. So I thought that was kind of crazy to think that you have these small group of individuals to now have a gold standard as currency. I mean, we did away with our gold standard currency back in 1917 with the Federal Reserve. So I just think it's really crazy how these I believe it's been minted out of Syria as well. So I just think it's really crazy that these ragtag group of individuals, you know, the ISIS caliphate now has, technically, they have a gold standard currency that's more than our currency is. If you think about it, because our currency isn't in gold anymore. So I just thought that was something interesting, and I kind of wanted to get what your guys' kind of take on that was. You know, like I said before, I find that really interesting, and I think that's something to, I don't know, it makes you think. It makes you think a little bit. So, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to do a video on that, and then obviously we have, I guess it's just current events, then we have the flag, the whole flag thing. And what really gets me on the flag thing, the Confederate flag, now I'm not really going to get into the in-depth with it, but you have these liberal progressives that are upset about the Confederate flag, but yet these are the same group of individuals that have no problem stomping on the American flag, you know? They'll stomp on the American flag and say, hey, it's just a piece of cloth, and wait, what's going on? Crap. Okay, let's pull over. Oh wow. I am out of gas. What? I have ran out of gas. I'm done. Alright, let me get set up here. Bear with me, everybody. This is a bit unexpected. Alright. So as you can see, I'm officially out of gas. And let's go ahead and just turn this off a little bit. Let me see if I can't get something on my cell phone right quick, guys. Okay, here. Let's see. Uh-oh. That is not good, fellas. That is not good. Okay, everybody, welcome back. As you can see, I ran out of fuel. I have no service on my cell phone, and I'm literally out in the middle of nowhere right now. Well, I mean, I know where I'm at. I'm not totally out in the middle of nowhere, but there's really not a whole lot of other people around. So what I'm gonna do is get on my CB here. Radio check. Radio check on channel 8. Is anyone there? Can I get a radio check?
Check, read you loud and clear.
Oh, awesome. Jeez, I have a vehicle. I'm in a vehicle in distress. Is there any way you'd be able to call somebody for me, send help?
What?
What's that? I can't hear you.
Where are you at?
Okay. I'm not sure how familiar you are with this area. I'm on Old Hickory Road, and I am right in front of the Buchanan's Ranch, their back entrance there on Old Hickory Road. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the area, but basically you get on Old Hickory Road and you keep going down until you hit basically mile marker 13.
I'm about a quarter mile up the road. I'll be there in about a minute.
Oh, you're on Old Hickory right now?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I ran out of gas.
I only have about 5 gallons. Hopefully I'll get to where you're going.
Oh yeah, definitely. The gas station's honestly like 4 miles on the road.
I'll be there in about 1 minute.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Come out here real quick. Make sure there's nothing wrong with the engine. Everything in here looks fine. Everything's a little hot. There we go. Well, I guess we'll just, I knew you guys weren't excited. I wasn't expecting this. We'll just sit around until that guy gets here. Sir, what vehicle are you driving?
I'm riding a blue Jeep.
Okay, I'm just wanting to make sure so I can look out for you.
Yeah, no problem. It's a blue Jeep Cherokee.
Okay, cool deal. Thanks. Well, we'll just sit here until he gets here. He says half a mile down the road. This is a pretty long road, but shoot, he should be here pretty quick. But yeah, there's literally nothing out here. No cell phone reception, nothing. See, when you don't have phones, it's good to be able to still connect with people in other ways. I think I see him. There he is. I think that's him. Sir, are you pulling up right now?
Hey.
Awesome, thank you. Hey man, nice to meet you. Rico.
Kevin, how you doing?
Good. I ran out of gas, man. I know this is kind of embarrassing, but
It happens, man.
and if I would have had the foresight to have a jerry can with me, I'd probably be using it right now. So
It's all right. Just got one in the Jeep.
oh, I appreciate it. Yeah. Oh, you. Hey everybody, it's Rico Suave, and I'm happy to inform you guys that I was not harmed in making this video. But for real, before we go into the scenario and break down the scenario too far, I wanted to kind of clean up what I started with at the beginning of the video. And yes, ISIS does have a gold standard currency that they are now minting. I'll put that article down in the description box below. I highly encourage you guys to read that with a very common sense, deductive reasoning approach. I think you guys will find it very interesting what's going on in the Middle East over there and what they're able to accomplish by having their own gold standard. So, highly encourage you guys reading that. And as far as the Confederate flag goes, I might do a video about that in the near future. I haven't made up my mind yet, but we'll see. Now to nosedive into the CB radio scenario. So as you saw, this scenario is something that could happen at any time, for any reason, you know. So I find it very important to have added layers of communication security. So for me today, I wanted to show you guys the CB radio aspect of it. I want everyone to grab their phones for a second. You know, your phones are great. Phones are wonderful. But phones are only good when they're receiving and sending data. If you're not receiving data, you're not sending data, this is a big paperweight. You might be able to use the light that's on it, but other than that, it's absolutely worthless. I mean, you might be able to throw it at somebody. You know, that might scare them. So if you're in a place like out here where there are dead spots, there are places where you will not get cell phone reception, well then your cell phone's absolutely worthless. You're not going to be updating Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, texting, phoning a friend. You're not going to be able to get in contact with local EMS or law enforcement because you don't have the ability to communicate because you have no data that you're sending or receiving. So I find it very important to have a radio to help. So like I said, I have many layers of communications, and today it's the CB radio. The CB radio is great for a couple things. Number one, it's very good as an entry-level radio for people to use. It's like the social networking of radios. You have 40 different channels that people can operate on. Channel 19 is kind of your catch-all channel where you're going to hear lots of chatter, most likely. Channel 9 is strictly for emergencies. So you can always turn the channel and see what people are saying, see what truck drivers are saying. Automotive places usually have CB radios. Towing companies, they usually have CB radios. A lot of farm, ranch help, they have CB radios. So especially if you're in the local community where you're at, I know what channels these guys are operating on. So if I need to get on the horn with them, most likely there's going to be somebody there. And as you saw in this scenario, I was lucky enough to have somebody that would come out to my location. But that might not always be the case. But what can they do? If you're talking to them on the radio and they have cell phone reception, maybe they can call the police for you. Maybe they know a family member, a friend, an acquaintance, somebody that they know that operates a local business that would have no problem coming out and getting you and taking you to their shop. You're giving them business, they're helping you out. Seems like a really good symbiotic relationship if you ask me. So there are lots of different uses for it. So that being another reason. Now I'm not saying you have to go out and get, you know, the state-of-the-art CB radio like I have
install the PA horn, a 36-inch antenna, but having a handheld one, having something that you can plug in and readily use, can only help you, and especially if you're if you decide that you live with somebody else or your family, your friend, your network, you guys all get CB radios. Like I said, they're not very expensive, and now you have a solid way of always receiving and sending communications. Who knows? Like we saw with the Boston bombing, 9/11, or a natural disaster, sometimes the cell phone, having your cell phone is either you're not able to send or retrieve data, whether that's because the government is prohibiting the transfer of data, or because the system is being clobbered by so many individuals that are trying to use the cell phone. So with that, you have a way of using your CB radio, using your radio to get communications with people in your network or your local community. I know during 9/11, ham operators were really paramount to getting information from the state and local levels in real time. So it's definitely something to look at. I highly encourage you guys to look into different avenues of radio and communications with other people. So for this scenario, as you can saw, my CB radio saved the day. Who knows? Maybe it could save your day in the future. Hopefully not, but I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Hope you guys are having a great day, and as always, long live the Republic.